keen insight. And this particular manual is called Evening and Morning, and he is referencing the difference between the kingdom and the church. He said it's like night and day.
It is.
It is like night and day, because he said he referenced it to the children of Israel being on one side of the pillar of fire where the Lord was leading and it was completely light, and the Egyptians being on the other side where it was completely dark. Same
pillar of fire.
Same glory cloud.
Yes.
Different view, different perspective, different understanding, different relationship.
Yes, it was.
And see, that's where this entity called the church is. It's on the dark side of the glory. And unfortunately, we got too many folks that are still attached to that. And so attached to it that even those that God is calling out are they're struggling, and they're kicking and screaming, trying to hold on to that old thing. They're just like that first generation that came out of Egypt that ended up dying in the wilderness.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they kept looking back. They kept wanting to have the old lifestyle.
The garlic and the onion, the leeks, and didn't want the milk and the honey, as you just said.
Right.
And God was giving them a whole different avenue of life and relationship.
Amen. Amen. Go ahead, woman of God.
You know, Apostle, when you were talking about when it's like how the Israelites, their first set came out of Egypt. And I was reading, I was studying, and the Lord showed me in the scripture that it was the Israelites were not the only ones that left out.
And it was a mixed multitude.
A mixed multitude. And God had just finished burning some folk up. And that same mixed multitude that left out with them began to complain. And it caused the Israelites to begin to complain. And then the Lord said, you know what? Since you want that flesh, that meat, I'm going to give it to you. And that's when he gave them the quail. Out of anger, he gave them quail. And so going and connecting what you said to what Apostle said, prophetically, we're going to connect the dots. What Bishop was saying was that he is been around mixed multitude, so he has to make accommodations for their stay. Compromise. But then here's the thing, though. If you want to get deep in regards to what he holds, the mandate that apostles and prophets have is not the same mandate he holds, because he's chosen that noble position. We were chosen by God.
Absolutely.
He chose that position. It says it in I think it's 1 Timothy. You've chosen this noble position.
He that desires the office of a bishop.
There you go.
Desires a good work. That position has never been called by God.
Never.
No.
Never been mandated or established by God.
No.
That's, first of all, let us understand something. Please be aware that the term or the title bishop is scripturally sound, but the way it has unfolded is Catholically imposed.
Yeah. Well,
that is a function of the Roman Catholic Church. The bishop was never supposed to be and to take the role that it has taken. That was, Paul spoke of the bishop in the same voice that he spoke of the deacon
and the elder.
And the elders. Yeah.
The word in Hebrew was simply elder. The translation through the Catholicism and on, they stuck that word bishop in there. That word was not a part of their language.
There you go.
It was elder, period. But that again is another teaching, and we have mandated and made that the truth, and have not really understood what has been lost in translation.
Yes.
And what some translations did deliberately to deceive.
And you know, and I'd like to get your response, Carla. And what we've done is that now we've taken the lie, okay? It has inculcated itself in our scripture, and we preach it as if it is the truth. And you know, people say, well, it's in the Bible. Yeah, but that doesn't, you have to rightly divide it to understand what it is that is in fact the truth. And so I just want to get your response to what Vince just said and what I just said. You know, how does that impact you as, you know, teaching people as from a pastoral standpoint, as you stand alongside your husband? How does that impact you to hear something like that being said, that, you know, the word bishop was really not in the scriptures? It was superimposed on the scriptures.